Well, the good news is that Trump is surging in the polls. So hopefully we won't have to worry about Kamala, even if she is president for 1 month, being with Biden 25th. As of right now, he is surging in the New York Times polls, and Lucerne County, which Damian, where is that located? You were telling me yesterday about this.
I don't remember exactly where, but the where
video.
doesn't. Yeah, the where doesn't really matter. The numbers are insane.
It's turned red. Let's go ahead and we're going to take
Pennsylvania,
a look at that.
Baby.
It's in Pennsylvania.
Wilkes-Barre.
Okay,
Pennsylvania.
Big battleground state.
So
very important.
We're going to take a look at that right now.
Now, let's go to the US and check in on their politics. And since that better than expected performance by Kamala Harris in her debate with Donald Trump, most of the polls have shown her 2 or 3 points ahead nationally. Now, that's not quite as good for her as it sounds, because a 50-50 national split would actually likely lead to a Trump victory because of his standing in the key states. And that's where the latest New York Times poll is encouraging for the Republicans. It's got Trump surging back, especially in the key swing states. In Arizona, which Biden won in 2020, the poll has Harris trailing Trump by 5%. In North Carolina, where Trump snuck a win in last time, he's up 2 points. And the crucial state of Georgia, where Biden held Trump out, the Republican is now 4 points ahead of Kamala Harris. So there you have it. This thing is line ball. I still reckon it could all come down to Pennsylvania, and Harris is still just ahead there.
The race for the White House, extremely tight tonight. In fact, a new survey shows just how close it is in 3 critical states. According to the latest polling from Marist College, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are tied at 49% in North Carolina. In Arizona and Georgia, there's also no clear leader. Trump is at 50%, while Harris is at 49%, well within the margin of error.
And we want to help you stay informed about decisions this November. Scan the QR code or go to 12news.com/.
A major political shift is now complete. Luzerne County is now officially a red county. With the registration numbers the county filed yesterday, there are now 83 more Republicans registered in Luzerne County than Democrats. Look at what it was just 8 years ago in 2016 when Donald Trump won the presidency. Democrats had 33,000, nearly 34,000 more voters registered than Republicans in Luzerne County, a longtime blue county, now red. Let's take a look at some of the numbers and how it has been. You can see for decades, it was tens of thousands of voters separating Democrats from Republicans in Luzerne County. Here's where Trump won in 2016. You see Republicans started to gain. Biden won in 2020, more of a gain. Democrats declined, and now Republicans have the lead. Now, this was kind of writing on the wall. We were seeing signs of this the past 8 years. Let's look back 4 years ago. This is when Joe Biden won the presidency, but he did not win Luzerne County. Donald Trump in Luzerne County, 56 to 42%, a 14% win then in Luzerne County. Let's look back 4 years before that. In 2016 was the first signs of something happening in Luzerne County when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton 58% to 38%, a 20% win in what had been a reliably Democratic county. A big change. Now, though, what we've seen is people changing their registration and registering Republican, changing the county to red. Let's take a look at the viewing area as a whole. So these are the counties that make up the WNEP viewing area, Northeastern and Central PA. Luzerne now red. Only Lackawanna and Monroe are the 2 counties that have more Democrats registered than Republicans. In 2016, our whole viewing area had 12,000 more Democrats than Republicans. Now it's 126,000 more Republicans than Democrats. A political shift happening all over PA, but especially here. John Meyer, Newswatch 16.
Things have changed very bigly.
Yeah, I mean, look at Virginia. That flipped to a full fight. Every county voted for the governor.
Mm-hmm.
Every state. I mean, it's everywhere. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
People are getting sick of this crap, especially when it comes to the stuff they're pushing on the kids.
I think there was one guy under the Pennsylvania area. He's been really helping switching people from blue to red. So I forget what his name is on X, but he's been like the
Pressler?
main. Yeah, Scott Pressler. You got it. And he's
Big
been doing a
shout out
lot
to
of
him.
the underground trying to get people to switch. So.
He's one of the biggest canvassers for the Republican Party, and he's responsible for changing more votes than pretty much anybody has single-handedly. Big shout out to him.
100%.
You know what it is people are feeling the pain. The last 4 years of this administration has been two things: gaslighting and life getting more expensive and life getting harder. What do you think, Don?
I mean, it's all of the above. The numbers don't lie. What do they say? What's that quote that goes, words talk, numbers scream?
That's true. That's
There
true.
it is. I mean, and that's why we're seeing in the polls, you see Rasmussen, the margin of error, Trump's kind of up. You see these other polls, it's like, oh, look, Kamala's up. She's surging 2% over Trump, margin of error 4%, which, I mean, if you're going to mess with the polls, all you have to do is add some more Democrats to the polling numbers. You know what you're going to get. And then you just do it just enough to make it Kamala winning. And then you just set the margin of error because no one reads the fine print. So you see these Trumps. I mean, and what has James Carville said? Like, if she's not winning by 3 points, like really 3 points, she's going to lose.
100%. And the thing, too, is you have to remember where they're doing a lot of these polls. A lot of these polls are done on campuses that are primarily liberal campuses or liberal cities. They're not going and getting into middle America to get the information for this stuff.
They don't want to. Part of the whole process is they have to keep it looking like she's going to win to entice voter turnout. So if everyone assumes like Biden, that was the problem. I mean, they can literally drag a corpse over the finish line, but they have to at least fake enthusiasm so people actually go out and vote. So if they think it's close, people will go out. And then all they need is a couple of little weird precincts to go the wrong way. And Kamala wins, just like in 2020. It's not much. They don't.
What's that college over there in Connecticut? They're constantly doing polls.
Like Yale or Harvard. One thing with the polling, you have to look at, Quinnipiac too. One thing you get Stanford too. One thing you have to look at, like he was talking about how the polling is done. You have to look at, is it like D plus 10, like whatever, because they'll oversample certain demographics. So read the fine print, and also great book on it called How to Lie with Numbers and Statistics, where you can pretty much weasel your way around things.
97% of statistics are made up.
Tyler, what do you think?
See what you did there.
I think like what everyone kind of recapped on is the margins are not there. And I think that's the biggest issue that's coming across the Democrats, where they're trying to strategize. They didn't have enough time. They kind of transitioned Biden to Kamala, and as much money as they're spending, surprisingly, I don't know how they're getting all this money, but I just don't think they have the window to open it up which I know we talked about, all of us, if it gets into a +1, +2 scenario where the margins are that close, they can rig it.